Now that the Le Mans 24 is behind us, what did we learn? Well, besides me learning to turn off the microphone next time I go to the men's room and not replicate that Frank Drebin Naked Gun movie scene. You did watch the 25 hours of the 24-hour Le Mans live stream, right? Well, that's right. I live streamed in the bathroom with the mic on. So besides that, we learned enough from the Le Mans race to have a few topics to discuss today, like Diesel ruling the Le Mans 24 once again. But the Audi versus Toyota battle, while it lasted, was really cool. Toyota looked racy. Audi tripped itself a few times later in the race. So was there a battle to be? Or was the Diesel predestined to win again anyway? And now Diesel moves to the P2 class in 2013. Mazda's big announcement at Le Mans to build, sell, and have teams race their SkyActiv-D Diesel engine. Let's get into some of those details and the implications of that news to Le Mans racing all around the globe. Then we have the whole hybrid thing. Audi e-tron becomes the first hybrid to win Le Mans. Dr. Ulrich, your message was sent. Audi rules. And the FIA ACO, they sent a message of their own via its new 2014 rules saying it'll be all hybrid in P1 going forward. How about the DeltaWing saga? What was proved? What's next for Delta? In Le Mans racing, it's all about technology. And be warned, you horrible amateur drivers in the GTE and P2 Pro-Am classes. If you keep screwing up, the next tech will be the replacements for you behind the wheel. Yeah, I'm talking the Google driverless car. It's not like everyone hasn't tried to get Google to sponsor a race car. Maybe we just need to offer them the driverless car option. I'm sure that'll get it done, and I'm sure there's tech that can work in a Ferrari 458 GTE or 2. I'm looking at you guys. Let's start with Toyota at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. You know, Toyota was thrown in a tough spot. They had to go head-to-head with Audi in 2012, and they really didn't want to do that. They also didn't want Le Mans to be their first race. But Peugeot bailed. Toyota had a testing crash that precluded them from racing at Spa, so there they were, going up against Mega Audi. But qualifying went okay. They qualified P3 and P5. In the opening laps, they put up a real fight. There was an actual Toyota pass for the lead. The Toyotas were running second and third when Nicolas Lapierre in the number 7 Toyota car passed Trulier's number 1 Audi for the lead. He actually put 2 wheels in the grass to get it done, but it was legit. Unfortunately, it came pretty much when Ant Davidson got taken out with his crash. That second Toyota, the number 7 car, DNF'd with an alternator problem. They finally acknowledged it to be an engine failure DNF, just like they popped a motor in qualifying. The Toyota 3.4-liter normally aspirated motor, they were pushing revs to compete with Audi. But the question is, was that legitimate, genuine Toyota pace? Or, as Toyota was wont to do in F1, a throw-up of vanity laps, like they used to do in Formula One qualifying, or when there were fuel stops in F1, running the car really light early in the race versus others to seem quicker. Now, Toyota already issued a denial, and I think the pace of their cars was real. They claimed they were getting 4 stints out of their tires versus Audi, the e-tron, struggling to get 3, and the pit stop cycles for Toyota were competitive. But what do you think? Was Toyota for real? And could they have been there to fight for the win when Audi was banging walls with 2 of their cars on the same lap at the end of the race? And how about Audi? True, once Toyota was gone, there was no real competition. And in my opinion, Audi's lap times were managed for a big part of the race. But Audi is relentless, and they earned that e-tron win. The car was better than when it tested at Sebring and when it raced at Spa. And in my opinion, it was Audi's race to lose. But the Audi e-tron is everything I want from a modern race car, to show non-race fans why companies race, to show Ford why companies race Le Mans. We had a spirited "Where is Ford at Le Mans" debate on the 25 Hours of the 24 live stream. But Ford will be showing the world a Grand Am EcoBoost V6 turbo in Daytona prototypes. But really, is that big enough? They really should be paying attention to Mazda too, not just Audi. Because for all the sizzle and attention of Audi and Toyota at Le Mans, the biggest news, with maybe the most profound implications, may have been the Mazda SkyActiv-D engine announcement for the 2013 P2 class. A 4-cylinder, 2.2-liter compound turbo, high-efficiency diesel engine for racing customer team use in the cost-cap P2 category. The class of the Le Mans 24 with the most cars. The class that requires production-based motors. The class that is likely to be the prototype foundation of the American Le Mans series in the near future. SkyActiv-D is not a custom racing motor. This is real connect-the-dots to road cars tech exercise. And it's on the biggest sports car stage, the Le Mans 24. stages actually, also the WEC, the American Le Mans Series, Japan ACO races, plus even Grand Am with their new GX class. I think they're going to run a sedan in that with the diesel for Mazda. It's all tech and fuel efficiency. Eco that, Ford. FYI, SkyActiv is a blanket term for Mazda's innovative new generation technologies that are being developed under the company's long-term vision. Ready for this? Sustainable zoom zoom. Engines, chassis, and more. Now, SpeedSource Engineering of Grand Am RX-8 fame is assisting Mazda Speed with the engine development, the SkyActiv-D. Patrick Dempsey Racing, a longtime Mazda partner, is getting their team ready by running a P2 Lola and an LMP1 car in the American Le Mans this year, in addition to the Grand Am RX-8s. So all in all, they've announced their plan to be the first SkyActiv-D P2 customer. Dyno work has already started. On-track shakedown is coming, and this shakedown has already been invited to the SpeedSource shop to take a look. We got to do that. Now, Mazda says SkyActiv-D is a global tech statement linking race to road. And I'll be looking for the SkyActiv Diesel offerings in the US road cars to complement the SkyActiv-G gas engines as Mazda moves this program forward. I said forward, not forward. I'm still not sure why they wish to dismiss the Le Mans 24 and Le Mans racing in total. Maybe it's because the 2014 FIA ACO LMP1 rules are going to be even more tech-driven. Read the attachment below. I've put it in the links. But basically, the new rules say it's open spec on engines, but 30% less energy, fuel, is available to burn. All the factory teams must be hybrid powered, with increased hybrid power use from the 500 kilojoules in this year's Le Mans race for Audi and Toyota to 2 to 8 megajoules to make up for the fuel reduction. Less weight in the cars, less drag, and cost controls to preempt hyper-exotic materials, so the technology in P1 will be more road car relevant. And modded aero with an adjustable front wing under the car for balance, and revised fender holes. Side holes, actually, just like those in the famous Toyota TS020, the Toyota 1. But all of this is coming at performance levels equal to 2012 speed, so we're not going to lose anything as we get more hyper and hybrid. Plus, some additional safety tweaks, likely endorsed by Anthony Davidson. And then there is DeltaWing. It proved it can run. It proved it can go fast enough. But it didn't get a chance to finish the 24. And it made a noble hero of its driver, Satoshi Motoyama, as he tried to repair the car trackside. But the big question is, now what is next? Where and when will DeltaWing run again? And should it just race in the P2 class and go head-to-head? What do you think about the undercurrent that was also saying the Toyota, when it hit the DeltaWing, it couldn't see it, and that's a problem for DeltaWing? You know, in the end, the Le Mans 24, in my opinion, was big drama, big pressure. Audi kind of got let off the hook when Toyota suffered another mega failure, but it's too early to hang that completely around the neck of Toyota. The race was kind of sloppy. There were way too many amateurs or inexperienced talent for this place. And before I watch them change the Mulsanne kink or cut back the number of cars, if it was me, I'd increase the speed differential between the classes to let the pros pass the slower ones on the straightaway, not going into the corners. So the next American Le Mans race is July 7th in Lime Rock, Connecticut. It'll be a 2-hour, 45-minute tilt. The next WEC race is not until August 26th at Silverstone in England, and that'll be a 6-hour fight. At Lime Rock, it'll be interesting to talk with Mazda and Dempsey about the SkyActiv-D program. And with 2 months to tweak for Silverstone, will that Audi-Toyota battle just be more intense? Now, while you're watching this, JF and I are on our way to Valencia, Spain for the F1 race, hosted by Pirelli. And I hope to get some inside insight into race tire construction and the degradation management that's going on in F1. And I even have a question about Le Mans racing versus F1. Pirelli had a Porsche shod GT in the Le Mans 24 show, and I'm wondering the difference between F1 and Le Mans as to tire challenges. Plus, being in Spain, we've got to find out if Spanish paella is as good as Italian zuppa de pesce.